Hey, Jalen. Over the course of the season, how would you describe the evolution, growth of the offensive line that you've seen them go through?
Yeah, we constantly have a growing offense. And it starts up front. That's the foundation of our offense. And what I can say about those guys that they're hungry and they're constantly wanting to build. I think the biggest thing that allows them to grow is knowing that they're not a finished product. And the biggest thing with those guys that we have a leadership group. All five guys do a really good job for us, and I'm proud of them because they're constantly growing, and I'm proud of those guys.
Obviously, Auburn took a tough loss last week, but more generally, what can a taking a tough loss do for a team with regards to waking guys up, maybe bringing people together?
Well, we didn't. We got to fix some things from Chattanooga. That's number one. We got to fix some things from that game, and see some things we need to improve on moving forward. And we got to worry about the task at hand. The task at hand is really to improve from this past weekend, trying to clean up some things from that game. I got to do a better job on my end of being a better quarterback for the team, and we'll worry about Auburn as we approach this week. But we know that we have a tough task going into Auburn this weekend, and we're excited for the challenge.
You're from Texas, but we were just talking to Malachi. He's from the state, and he said when you come here, it doesn't matter where you're from. You know about the Iron Bowl. What do you know about the Iron Bowl? How excited are you to represent this state for Alabama as the quarterback?
Yeah, no matter where state you're from, you do know about the Iron Bowl. Being from Texas, I know about the Iron Bowl for sure. I grew up watching it. But to be able to experience the Iron Bowl is going to be a great experience for sure, especially going on the road to Auburn. So it's going to be definitely a big challenge for us. But I do know about the history of the game, and it's very exciting. Going into the week.
Just kind of a follow up on that. I know you weren't playing, but what do you remember about the game 2 years ago and the way Bryce handled that situation?
When you talk about 4 quarters, you talk about a fourth quarter program, you talk about mental toughness, you talk about willing to compete, you talk about grit. It all goes into that game, and there's many areas of the game where you can see how evident that was. Seeing football in different lenses, my freshman year, that's what I saw. And it shows nothing but how great of a leader Bryce Young is. His mental toughness, willing to lead the offense through every situation, and then our whole team as a whole. They showed mental toughness, they showed grit, they showed we can finish. It showed all kind of different areas where we talk about naysayers, we talk about people that doubt the Alabama team. That was an opportunity for us to sustain throughout a game and then pushing through all through external factors.
Malachi just talked about Coach Steele and how he has a lot of fire at practice. He might have a little bit more this week given his ties to Auburn. As someone that faces the defense in practice every day, what is it like to go against his defense, and what is he like from a personality standpoint?
Well, I say this, before you even touch the field, you got to be ready to go because our defense going to bring it. So, before we even touch the practice field, we got to know that we got to get ready because they going to bring it. With Coach Steele, with the defense that we're playing, that only makes our offense better, because how great they are, and our defense is just, very, very, very dominant. So, going against those guys just helps us.
We asked Malachi if he was going to do the Crimson Crane for a celebration. Is that something you would like to do if you end up scoring a touchdown in this one?
I don't know. I ain't even thought too far about that. I'm just worrying about the throws I missed against Chattanooga. So I got to fix that.
Since the bye, you've shown a little bit more of a willingness to run the ball, or at least that's been a bigger part of the game plan. What were the conversations like with Coach Reese in terms of doing that more?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing they want is for me to be a point guard with the football. That's number one, and do all that's asked for throughout the game plan. And no matter what play it is, I just try to do what's best for the offense, whether it's handing the ball off, throwing the ball, or using my legs. So every outcome of a game, I just try to do my best that I can.
Malachi just said that when he got home on Saturday, he watched a little bit of the Auburn game. Did you watch any of their game on Saturday, and how soon did you start kind of watching Auburn film?
No, I was just trying to recover, number one. But, I watched some of the tape, from Auburn. I watched a lot of tape on Auburn and just trying to prepare for the complexity of their defense. Trying to be as much as prepared as possible so I can go in the game feeling free and playing my game. So I have been preparing for Auburn, and I do see a gritty team, and I see a team that's going to give us their all.
Yeah, obviously, it's a big one on Saturday.
Yeah, it's definitely a little kid's dream being from Alabama, growing up playing football, watching football, always watching the Iron Bowl, and it's definitely a blessing to be able to play in this game. You know, a lot of people look at the game in the state, like you said, it's a big one in the state, but yeah, it just means a lot to suit up for the Crimson Tide to go out there and play in this great rivalry.
Yeah, 2 years ago Auburn had the same record. They were 6-5, and they took you guys to 4 overtimes. What do you think is so difficult about winning this game at that stadium?
It's always a difficult task going into their stadium. You know, their fans do a great job of being into the game, and we just got to go down there and execute and make sure we have a great week of practice and preparation, and make sure that everybody's locked in.
Yeah, hey Malachi, just what have you seen from Terrion and the growth that he's maybe had over the course of the year?
I would say the biggest thing is just his understanding of the game of football. You know, he's playing corner, he's playing star, so that gives him a little more perspective of what everybody does on the defense. And I think just learning your different positions helps you a lot because you know what you're supposed to do. You also know what the corner has or the safety or anything like that. So him just coming in to work each and every week and staying humble as he is. He's such a humble dude. He just coming in to work, and really proud of the progress he's been making.
Malachi, you've never lost against Auburn. I think the last team to ever do that, they're all in their 60s right now. What would that mean to you to have a perfect sweep against them? And just has anybody reached out and kind of a past player or anything talked about completing that sweep to you?
No, nobody reached out to me to say anything about that, but it definitely be big just to go 4-0 against them. It's something that we take pride in here, just because we never want to lose a game, first of all, but second of all, it's a rivalry, and yeah, we just gonna go out there and compete and do our best and have fun out there.
Saban has mentioned at times, a joy for you guys is silencing a road crowd, kind of pointing out the empty seats. Looks like you've kind of led the team out of the tunnel in the last couple of road games, really getting the guys going. Do you think you've kind of taken that mantle of trying to silence the crowd and being one of the team leaders that really try to get that message going? And if not, who else?
Yeah, I would say all of our leaders on the leadership team and just in all the whole team. Matter of fact, that's our goal when we go on the road, and we know it's not going to be hard, but we always harp on play for 60 minutes, don't look at the scoreboard, and everything going to take care of itself. So I feel like when we're on the road playing, we don't really think like we need to empty the stadium. We just go out there and play to the Bama standard, and then we look up at the end of the game, and it's empty. So.
Another question about you being an in-state guy and just kind of understanding the rivalry a little bit more. So, like historically, right, if you go back 20, 25 years and before that, Alabama used to recruit a much higher percentage of in-state guys. It'd be half the roster or more.
Yeah.
Obviously now it's a national brand. So with you and not too many others understanding the rivalry, do you feel any kind of a responsibility to educate the rest of the locker room on it?
Yeah. I really feel like our team understands the rivalry. I feel like when you come here and you put that Alabama A on your chest, like we say, be South Five, Bama South Five for life. So that's something that everybody's all into. It's basically like they're from Alabama at this point, I would say. But yeah, everybody understands the rivalry and what we need to do, go out there and be successful.
Malachi, can you talk about what Tavares Robinson has done for the defense and how he helps prepare you guys week in and week out? And more specifically, are y'all giving him any trash talking given that he went to Auburn?
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's definitely coming this week. But, yeah, T-Rod, he's been doing a great job. He never let us get too high on ourselves. Like, he always coaching us hard and always telling us that we can do this better or this better. But he's also our biggest cheerleader. And I think the biggest thing that he's done is he's helped us learn a lot of offensive concepts, offensive formations, how the offense is going to attack you, getting extra work with our technique, coaching us up on our technique, just being a really good overall coach for us. And, yeah, we enjoy T-Rob a lot, but we definitely going to be trash talking him this week, the whole week.
You going to bring back the Crimson Crane this week? Does anybody remember that from 2 years ago?
Yeah, we remember it. We might. We just had to see how the game goes.
Yeah, piggybacking off of Joe's question, Coach Steele obviously was at Auburn a few years ago, spent 5 years there. Do you think this week maybe means a little more to him too?
I would say it probably does mean a little bit more. Just going back to where he coached at and playing them at their stadium, he definitely gonna be probably a little more fired up than he already is.
Malachi, we all know about the 24-hour rule that's here and seemingly everywhere now.
Mhm.
Did you wait 24 hours before you started thinking about Auburn after Saturday?
I'm not gonna lie. I watched their game this past Saturday as soon as I got home, and then after that, later that night, I had started watching their offense on Saturday night. So, nah, I ain't listened to the 24-hour rule. That's it. Appreciate y'all.